One of the things that I'm going to say, we don't have a research on this, but it's a hypothesis I'm working with, is that oxalate may be impacting blood sugar or appetite regulation, but it's messing somewhere in there with those hormones. Because what I noticed was when I was oxalate dumping, especially if it was pretty intense, I would not know when I was hungry and when I wasn't. It was just really frustrating. I eventually came to the decision that I would feed myself something so I didn't feel like I was trying to strong arm myself, as long as it was low oxalate. So that was how I coped with it for a lot of the years that I have been involved in this low oxalate world. But I really wonder about what could be happening between hormones and oxalate. We do know that hormones do affect oxalate trafficking. And what I also say, from having worked with many of my fellow women over the many years that I've done this, is that I see this really strong pattern that women will start into a dumping episode as we come into that PMS period. But as we come into our menstrual cycle, all our hormones are the lowest they'll be in the cycle across the board. The other thing I've noticed is that as women go through menopause, if they haven't dealt with oxalate before they hit menopause, they can have lots of fun there. And again, I think it's because our hormone levels are dropping, and that's changing how we traffic oxalate. So any of these processes where hormones are involved, I'm a little suspicious about what oxalate may be doing. And because when it comes to our pancreas and it being able to produce insulin and the other hormones related to satiety, the reason I'm a little suspicious there is that your pancreas is actually a big consumer of bicarbonate. That's part of what's released when we released digestive enzymes into the system, because one of the things the pancreas is doing is not just supporting digestion, but also bringing up the pH level of the food as it leaves the stomach. So it turns out the pancreas is a big consumer of bicarbonate. And oh, by the way, bicarbonate cell transporters are one of the sets of cell transporters that can move oxalate. So while we don't have yet any research which says that oxalate may be accumulating in the pancreas as well, we know it accumulates in the thyroid, and we know that it's impacting other hormonal systems. So little suspicious there. And again, if blood sugar is not well regulated, that can impact your sleep. So it can be a multifaceted process to deal with sleep.